Abuseni como our channel so aha AG politics album. Onia podcast or trendia. Make we make headlines ne jemre na idibi epsom. Oni di mia hombrak simu mesa okse onia yombo ingra political highways ijadam eni asem koto akra. Na onia Solomon Owusu atimi abawura aye Dennis Miracle Aboagye asoye. Na otimi adene di se yoku atimi identify aye Miracle Aboagye hidden accent bia onia possibility say empayinfo be gina so e dey abọ papa ne kwadu ewo emra no enso eye haya ama Solomon abeg pardon Miracle Aboagye the case no enso etimi edipina onia enye asem koto akra na at this point in time Mr. say ensemre e bobo ewura ye insimnim na yadim intro share so mam say aha AGH Politics Albany. Subscribe to the channel, mommy. Shout so why in sir.
It goes beyond the two of them per Yoko's statement. So, please, Owusu.
So this morning, I am saddened by what my brother Sebe has done, and that is where I will start from, because I don't know him to be that, and I will never allow politics to spoil his integrity. I will not, because I know him. You understand? He's also a lawyer of repute. He kept making reference to operating within the laws of the land. I don't know. I was thinking he would cite any illegality that was perpetrated by Yoko, so that at the back of that all of us ran. He could not state one.
I said there is no illegality.
Yes. But you are saying that you will not allow.
Act judiciously.
So where did they not act judiciously? You did not provide that.
It is illegal to prevent the lawyers.
Who said so? Who said the lawyers were prevented? And I was thinking, you see, and these are the propaganda that is in the system that goes to create a very bad image for our institutions. Before Miracles was released, we were told by the NPP that Miracle, not the General Secretary, he issued a statement. Miracles have been kept without anybody knowing, yet he was able to predict that he was with Yoko. How did he get to know that? That's number two. When Miracles came out of Yoko, he himself issued a statement. And I have a statement here. Nowhere in the statement did he say that when he was arrested, Article 14.2 was not complied with. If indeed they did not tell him why he was arrested, he would have stated it in statement. So I don't know why you have to hustle on this. Look, what we are dealing with is a very serious matter. Yes, I agree with the first part of your submission that if we are discussing bill, we must be honest to ourselves as a country. We must take a position so that when anyone is arrested, we know that this is how much it has to be slapped. I wouldn't have a problem if you say 50 million. Two people stand surety. But do not include the justification, the properties. When you do that, how many people have the properties to satisfy that bill condition? Then we know. But in terms of how Yoko operated, they operated within the laws. And if all of us as a country have a problem with bill conditions, let us say so. Not that today you are in power and you feel that it's okay. Tomorrow when you go into position, then you come and discuss. Again, we must not make mistake on the fact that the amount of money we are dealing with is humongous. You are talking about 50 million Ghana cedi being a very huge sum. What about the allegation on him that is 55 million? By the way, Miracle did not deny that. Let me tell you why. If you say you were not investigated on 55 million, what was he investigated? Did he tell you in the statement? This child is, he's even annoying a lot of people. Young man, you have been accused of having voted with this.
That's only an accusation.
Anybody that ends up at Nzawam starts with an allegation. That's not a case.
And not anybody that is accused also ends
up. Absolutely. So it depends on which one you are taking. What is your problem, my brother? You understand? And I don't know whether Article 286 was satisfied. You know, public servants and people in various positions, when you are given a position, are you not made to declare your asset? So far, you have been told that assets that are linked to Miracles have been identified by Yoko. And if it is true, I want to find out whether in his asset declaration, on assumption of office as executive secretary, he declared no asset. You see, one thing is happening, and that is why I take a very serious view of this matter. A lot of the young guys are going into politics not because they want to serve. Say I take it out. They see it as an avenue to go and loot. And that is my difficulty. Look, the number of people that this administration is pursuing in court, how many of them are above 70 years? We have been clamoring for the youth to be occupying positions. You give the youth positions and the issues that come out of it, you wonder. The national service issue, 2.2 billion is the allegation of money that have been swindled the state. This is 55 million. What about Hanan? Is how much? The National Security Bureau is how much? Money that our mothers and fathers, when they were teaching, when they were nurses, you have been a valuer, you have been a lawyer. Have you ever cited 55 million in your life?
All allegations.
No, just say what is allegation?
All allegations. Oh, you know.
And you come and sit here and what are you talking about? Now let me read a portion of the statement for you to understand that we are not doing allegation business. The man, and by the way, you were referring to Napo, that he has been going to Yoko. It is the same Yoko that you are chastising that gave him that liberty to be visiting. It depends on the levels of the investigation and what they identify. In this case, when Miracle was first invited, you stated it, that he was visiting Yoko. Did they ever arrest him? Why do you think that this time around they said they were arresting him?
Why? Why should you arrest somebody who is readily available?
Which aspect of the law says that when you are investigating somebody on a criminal matter, you cannot put a person behind bars? You know the decision of any institution to be inviting you is out of courtesy.
Go on.
You understand? You know that you and I, Article 14, 1G, it's so clear that on any suspicion, we can be arrested. If as a country we don't believe in that, let's go and respond it from our constitution. It is not me that is bringing the constitution. So all of us are candidates for jail at any time if the security agencies. That is why you have your lawyers. Now Yoko is saying that following a significant new findings last week related to suspected fraud and theft involving Mr. Dedisaba. Are you not scandalized by that?
How can I be scandalized by this? That one person just stands up, makes a statement. You don't have, you see, you need to hear the other party.
The other party came out, he couldn't deny any of this.
Deny which one?
The other party.
Deny which one?
Miracles came out of Yoko. He came out and he could not, all this that you are claiming that you don't even know whose side, he could not deny any of them. That following a significant new findings of fraud and theft, they decided to go for him.
And he said they never asked him this. Read his statement.
And so, this is where we are. Now again, I have seen people talk about even the very big conditions that Miracles was given. And I'm saying that Yoko, in spite of the fact that they give these conditions, together with the police and others, sometimes they bend on some of these conditions and allow people to go. You are a valuer, like myself. You know very well that when they say bring two sureties to be justified, and the bail condition is 50 million, that property must be valued. Is that the case? To meet the 50 million threshold. I understand it was one property that was used. Which property in your wildest of imagination would have satisfied that 15 million immediately? That is number one. Number two, the bail condition was granted at what do you call it on Monday evening. By Tuesday he was out. Which valuer did the valuation in that record time? And remember that the valuation is supposed to be done by the Land Valuation Board. So at what point did they write to Land Valuation Board to organize themselves to visit the property, take measurement, go back to the office, write a report, and then submit it to Yoko for him to have gotten that? That's not the only thing. Number two, you and I know that to establish ownership of a property, there has to be a search conducted by the Lands Commission or the Land Title Registry. And you and I know very well that the Lands Commission, when you put in a search, it does not take a minimum of 1 month. Yeah, the guy was allowed to move.
What are you saying?
What comes? So you see now,
So for what you are saying,
you people are creating a lot of problems with Miracles. That is why Miracles, when he came out and he ran his mouth small, you see, he has gone into hibernation because he knows whatever took place between him and the Yoko. All those that are making noise in town were not there. They did not know whatever happened there. They are trying to push the young man into a lot of problems. My difficulty is, and here I say it with all the sincerity, is President Akufo-Addo proud of what he has done to this country? Because all the people that have been arrested on corruption charges, they were appointed for Christ's sake by President Akufo-Addo. Remember during the inauguration of his inauguration for the first time, he told us that anybody that wanted to make money, the private sector was your portion and not the public sector. So you that gave these people opportunities to come and lead us, out of it you have been told that these monies have been dissipated. What sort of due diligence did you do? Or was it the case that the President Akufo-Addo brought them in to be looting us and be making sales to him? You must be scandalized by this.
Why, what?
After all, I was there as a founding, as somebody that saw test conformed. We started with what you call commitment without inducement. You knew it. These people, when they wanted to steal from us, they changed. They say commitment will let inducement. You see the millions that they are taking away. That is where my difficulty is. So you must be the last person. If you don't clean the system, this politics that we are doing, it will crash. It will crash very soon. So now, lifestyle audit alone. Somebody that just finished university, he goes into politics by virtue of his party coming into power. And this is not only exclusive to the NPP. And you see, young ones, you see their life and say, hey, my friend, you are living within a community. They know you for Christ's sake. What is secret in this country? Look at the number of years that Mr. Pradebs have been doing politics in this country. If they were looting this country 55 million every year, where would we get to? You must be angry. In your community, when they shout Julo, don't they go after those people? It is the only country when people have stolen from us and we eulogize them. You cannot bring that bravery. No, we are not going to allow that. Either than that, we are destroying the moral fiber of this country. And we will not allow politics to degenerate into an avenue where people go and make money. See the number of bad roads we have in this country. See it for yourself. Everybody takes us for a ride. We go to the World Bank, we go and take a loan to come and deal with our drainage situation or flooding. People just come and then use it anyhow. Interministry, and here, what you been, and here, let me part the executive secretary, the current one at the back, Dr. Gamali. He was the one that commissioned a forensic audit into the activities of the Interministerial Committee on Decentralization. And then when it was identified that some irregularities or malfeasance happened, he petitioned on top of it. It is out of that Yoko started the investigation that they realized that monies have actually been supplied. We must be thanking people and encouraging those that in various, they are, for instance, have an issue with who is the NCA boss, who is the givers box. We were in this country when the S1 administration, the Ministry of Communication, rot all over. You came to power, you say table manners. People are eating, so they can't talk. No, my goodness. And this must serve as a warning to those that are in this current. That how we are dealing with the past is to tell you that is the same measure. It's not going to change. So that we make judicious use of the limited resources available to us. It is all of us our money. Okay. It is not one person's money. For you to come and defend them.
Okay.
Defending who?
You are defending any person.
Thank you.
Oh, my first sorry, so which one is guilt? The man was inside there. No, it's allegation.
It's an allegation, and they are speaking as if they have stolen money.
Oh, and I'm saying everybody that is up starts with an allegation.
Thank you, please. We are discussing the issue of the arrest of Miracles Aboagye on suspicion of having committed some offences. Still suspicion, still under investigation by Yoko. Me?
Well, it's a subject that, again, I would simply say that, well, I've heard a lot of noise about Miracle and himself. I think I have not taken interest in that gentleman I really don't see. I've not taken interest in him. I don't know what he says and all that until this issue, and then I was surprised he was saying that this will not stop him from talking, which meant that the arrest was to gag him. It's unfortunate because he's not even on my radar. He doesn't. What has he said significantly in this country that I would take him even serious as a person? What does he goes out there to say? It is the same old rhetorics, ranting and running around with words without substance. So some of them should check themselves. And they should check themselves, politicians. Some of them, they think so highly of themselves. They are nobodies. Excuse me. Look, I sitting here, I've been in New York more than any of them. In fact, I did not start with Yoko. I started with Serious Fraud Office. Yes, it may not be me personally, but my clients they've all been hounded there. There was one day I went to Tema to represent a client, and the gentleman says, you have to drop your phone. At this moment you are under arrest. We are taking you into the interrogation room. And I said, Demi, what do you think? you know, so I am letting you know it is not peculiar to politicians. As I'm speaking with you here, I have an Iyoko invitation on my table. We go there all the time. If we have nothing to hide, if we have nothing absolutely to hide, why should I be scared of Iyoko and what Iyoko invites me for? Why must the politician make Iyoko look like has been set up for just them? And it is not true. It is not true at all. They are doing it to many companies. They are investigating many companies. So please, let us not make it look like some people are special and that is why they have been targeted. They have not been targeted. If we want to talk about bail conditions, please, here again, I tell you, there are petty allegations on people who have not been able to meet bail applications, conditions, just like what is being given to you politicians. And they are languishing in police cells.
Way a yen sama huru timi ko so channel so mami ena was so dem breda sane so bari india dumbi edo media. AG8 Politics Avenue, Asia.